Hello all and welcome to Vegas Crag Gaming. Alright, we are live streaming and recording at the same time. We're playing not FS or not Fantasy, I was going to say Final Fantasy. Farming Sim 19. Now this is a data that I have that I use for starter games for animals. And we're going to be doing 510 pigs per enclosure. And I will give a little backdrop on that, so we'll go ahead and go here and go here, and I will show you what I mean. Now it is day 2, and I've saved up all my money from day 1 to day 2, and that's what I have left. And these are the pig pens I have adjusted from the pig shed um, mod. So instead of 300, it's 510. That it will go to a 511 if you really want to. And I've adjusted the price, and this is what it is now. Yeah, so that is what we're going to be using for the pig pens. And my objective is to, I'd say by day 4, have enough cash to put one pen down, maybe lease a truck, and get everything filled up. So 510 pigs times 100 is about, I'd say, is that 50K or is that, maybe that's more. No, that's about 51K. I'd say, yeah, 51K. So I can save 51K if I lease a truck instead of buying actual transports for the pigs. So I probably am going to lease a truck and keep that truck leased until I can afford buying my own. I really would like to see a mod where you can take leased equipment and then purchase them for 19, or even if someone could. I don't think Giants would do it. I'd love to see them implement one last update for this game and put in the used equipment. That would be so cool. I don't think they'll do it with all the mods, but it would be nice. But I don't think they'll do that. I think this game has run its course, and it's just going to be what it is. And people that play it still play it still, and people that don't. 22 does have the used mod. That's pretty cool. We are at 91K or 190K, 191 almost. And we're going to continue going until these are all filled. And then I'll see about fast tracking it to the next day and getting our money up again. Now I get money from the radio tower, which I think is 1 or 2,000. I think it's 1,000, and then I get 1,000 per greenhouse. That is 6K per hour that I gain, and that is what I am going to be able to afford for this game because I'm not putting much other than that in. The BGM is there, so as I grow my farm, I can use the manure to fill the BGM, or and also to fill my greenhouses and situate everything where I'm gaining money from manure and feeding the pigs and stuff. And it should be decently easy to do. Did I fill that up? It looks like I did. Just go ahead and fill this. Alright, just that little bit. Alright, that is, I'm not sure what number that is. I think that's 6. 2, 4, no, that is not 6. 2, 4, wait, is it 6? 2, yeah, I think it is. I think it's 5 or 6. I'm not sure. And that is at 2400. Alright, we're going to get these all filled up, then we're going to fast track it and see if we can go a day. I might not be able to go a whole day once these are filled. I might only be able to go a partial, and then just before the night, I'll have to fill it again and go one more day. That's going to put us really close to affordability for one of the 510 pins. But we're going to have money we're going to need money for hogs, and 300 hogs is roughly 1K. no, not 1K, 100K, depending on the price. It'll be about day 3, day 4 before I can buy any hogs. Probably about, I'd say I might be able to do some on day 3, but day 4 probably. We'll check prices. It's going to be a little bit pricier than if I was purchasing on day 1. Day 1 is when you really want to buy animals, but if you don't have affordable pins or money to buy the pins, or even take out loans for the pins, you're not going to be able to do that. And let's go ahead and turn here. Let's back up. This should be full. We're going to fill this one. Let's check something real quick. I want to see the cash flow. I am negative 400K. So I made 90K then. So I'm actually plus. I don't have to borrow anything. So I must have paid it all back in day 1. Or maybe no, I just started with 500K. That's what I had. And I spent all that, which is just over. And I made 96. So I was 58K when I started this out. And now I'm at 190. So I'm in the plus after building everything, which is good. And I had the 500K, so that's not too bad. I have basic equipment to operate what I have, so that's good. And when I get one of my pig pens, I will have to buy or lease some equipment to actually fill those and do some stuff with those. I'll have to have at least 1 to 2 trailers, one for straw, one for pig food, and as well as the transport trailer. So I'll have to either buy or lease some equipment at that point. I'll probably buy some trailers and lease the actual truck. So yeah, let's get this up here a little bit more. Is it going to get it? Okay. I was inching, but it wasn't going. Alright, we're almost below the 190 mark. I got about two more expenditures on that, and we'll be below the 190. If we can stay above the 190, I'll be happy. But I think I have one more to fill, so I think we're gonna be okay. No, I have 2 more to fill. It looks like. So we're gonna go below the 190. We're gonna spend a little over 2K on all this. Let's see how full this is. That's good. We'll go ahead and crank that. Alright, we're gonna at least buy 3 more, maybe a 4th one. So that's gonna put us about, let's say, $800 lower here. Something like that. We might get away with 5 or 4 more. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we might get away with 4. So we're gonna be a little over 189.5 maybe. That's not too bad. And then we'll kind of figure out what we want to do. We got that filled. This is still filling good, which is good. When it starts getting a little used, it is only going to fill to 204 or 2,714. So that would be a deal we'll have to work with. I think I might buy me a saw and cut down the 2 boards and get rid of the trees and stuff. But I might actually plant some, or not plant some, buy some more property and keep the trees where they're at. And keep that for a later date when I want to actually cut those down. I typically just get rid of them, but we'll see about keeping it. That is almost completely full. And 27 and 27 and 27 is going to be 60, 74, 74. So we should fill up with 2 more or 3 more. 3 more scoops we should fill up. So that's going to put us just a little over 189.6, I want to say, in terms of money. 189.6, so that's not bad. And then we'll get the water filled up. I do have a free water situation because I bought a 5K water dome, which is good. You can buy other things or have other units, but I bought that one because it's just easy to use, so it's cheap. There is another unit that's more rustic, but you have to turn it on and off. It's like a water tower, and it's I like using it sometimes in datas, but this time I chose to do that little water unit there. Let's go ahead and crank this around. Alright, that's good. Let's start this. Alright, that took about 1,200 units. And we're going to go ahead and get this in here. And then we'll go ahead and fill up the water once this is full. And situate ourselves for another run at money. We'll see how much we can make by day 2. If I can keep this full, day 3 will show our full amount of cash without expenditures. So if I can run a whole day on day 3, or maybe even a whole day on day 2, yeah, a whole day on day 2 can kind of show me, but a whole day on day 3 without any cost would be nice, but maybe the cost of manure, and that's it. We can figure out how much we're actually making per day, which actually won't be too hard because of the number system we have on this with the extensions. So I can kind of just gauge that. I think we're going to do one more bucket here. Whatever is extra, I'm going to dump in the BMG, and that's going to give us a boost in cash because it's cheap to fill this, and one bucket is, I want to say, worth at least, I'd say, like a couple 3,000 or so, if I remember right. But we'll see how much extra we have here. We're going to do one more full bucket, I think. I love this tractor. This is the best tractor to start with, in my opinion. It can do so much. Alright, so we're not going to have a whole lot extra left over, I don't think. Maybe about, let's see, 1,500 there, so maybe about 1,200 or so that we're going to throw in the BMG for a nightly bonus, and we'll see how much that actually gets us. We'll see how much that actually gets us. I just don't want to dump it anywhere. I could leave it in the tractor, but it's problematic to leave it in the tractor. So those are the times you have to make a decision. Do I want to kind of do a cheat or an extra gain for cheap money? And I'm just going to do it because I don't want to leave all that inside of my bucket because that's going to cause me problems doing some tasks. And I don't want that, so I'm just going to throw it in the BMG. So we've almost reached our 7:30 mark. Before 8 o'clock, I want to have these filled, and I will have that. It won't take long once I get these filled, which is almost done. And 2080. So we're going to see what we get for, or 1280. We're going to see what we get for 1280 extra manure. All the rest of them are filled. We're going to go ahead and dump this in the BGM, and it will give us some extra cash at the end of the day. Alright, we got that dumped in there. Alright, let's get our bucket down a little bit. Raise it just a little bit. Alright, we're going to go ahead and go around here. We're going to go ahead and get right about here, and we'll drop that off. Another sucker on the line. Another slacker trying to get off cheap. I'm just trying to get a good night's sleep. I like this song. Alright, we should be full. We are full. Alright, let's get these filled up. It should not take long to fill all this. Shouldn't take long at all. We're gonna do about, I'd say, 6 fills. Nah, no, I don't think it'll do 6 fills. I think it'll do 5. 5 is, it'll do a little less than 5, but at least 5. Well, maybe 4. Yeah, it'll probably be 4. Because it looks like we're gonna have about 15 left over for each one, which we can fill partial on the other one with. Alright, did I get that all empty? Yes, I did. Alright. I should copy this data and maybe even transfer files for people. That'd be kind of cool if people wanted to have this data to work with. It's a nice little data to have. Let's see here, let's get there. We go. I'm gonna go wide and do this one, and go in a little bit and do that end one, and then we'll do these other 2 here. That is going to be full here in a quick minute. Alright, we will get this one. It's at 4%, so that needs to be a little closer. Let's go ahead and come here. There we go. So 4% will do 1 hour. If you have 250, 4% will do 1 hour for your time slot there. So do notate that. Alright, we're going to go ahead and change this one. We're going to do this one. Alright, that is good. I'd say 2 more fills and we might have everything, but maybe a 3rd one. Alright, let's get this fill. I enjoy this game thoroughly. I like parts of 22, but I don't know. They did some things in 22 that weren't my liking. That I do like things in 19 a lot more. I have yet to try 25 and see if they've addressed some of those issues and changed them. But for right now, 22 is just something I play once in a while. It's not my favorite to play. This one I like with all the mods and everything. This one is the one I like. So this is what I play. Alright, let's see what we get here. Forward. If that goes to 4,500, oh yeah, we'll be set after this next fill. We'll have just a little bit left over, and we're on the 733 mark there, or 733 mark, 733. This is our last fill, and then everything will be good to go for another trek. We'll probably go to about, I'd say, 1,730 hours, maybe 1,700 hours, and then I'll fill up again, and then we'll fast track it again to 6 a.m. I think 5 to 6 a.m. on the 2. Now, with my current money, if I really wanted to, I could start farming. I could get equipment and do farming if I wanted to make cash with that. But my goal is to have an animal farm off the bat, so that's what I want to do. That should fill with a little extra left over. Good. Alright, let's go ahead and roll this over here. Alright, this is after day 1. Start of day 1, and we are full. Let's go ahead and detach from that. That will fill up. We're gonna double check this one right here because for some reason I think this one's a little low on manure. I don't think it is, but I just want to roll by and make sure. All lemons, this except full. Okay, they're all full. Alright, so we are good to go. We're going to park this right here. We're going to turn it off so we do not have gas usage or repairs needed for it running. And we're going to go ahead and speed it up. 2,000 will be good. Let's see what we're making here. It looks like we're making a little more. Six and a little bit. Yeah, 6 and a little bit. Looks like 6.5. Just keep going. We're at 240. Alright. Oh, we went a little too zealous. Okay. Let's go ahead and hop out. Now let's see how much we have left over. If it's 37. Ooh, that's kind of rough. I don't like that. We're going to get 1 to 2 scoops here. We're going to go ahead and get 1 scoop for each and then fill up the water. We got enough daylight. So we're going to get 5 scoops and then we're going to get water and fill it up. Then we'll go ahead and call it a night. So we're at, after we do this, we're probably going to be at, I'd say about 58.8, something like that. It went down $1. I'll take that. That's $1 saved. We just need to be over a little over 3,700, but this is going to fill it up even more. We're quickly approaching the point where we can buy 1 shed, and we're going to need at least, I want to say, 200K for animals. So I'm thinking day 3 or mid-day 3 is going to be our PowerPoint for buying animals. So we'll see. Let's see what we get here. Ooh, this is almost going to fill those up. So that's good. So what we're going to do is we're going to get 6 scoops. We're going to top them off. We're going to top off the water. We're going to dump the excess in the BMG. And we've got 1280 that we've put in the BMG. And we'll see what else we put in the BMG to kind of give us it'll give us a boost on money for the night. We'll see. I'm guessing maybe 2,000, 3,000 bucks we'll make, but it's going to be an added bonus for the night. And I'm hoping that I'm going to buy 500 Berkshires because I want max manure, I want max growth rate, and I want to sell quick. So I'm going to buy Berkshires. I'm going to buy 510 if I can afford it. Actually, I'll wait till I can afford it. And I'm going to buy them all at the same time because I want them to go out and go in at the same time so I can rotate them easier. Make money off of them and all that jazz. So we're gonna definitely check in on that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill this. So this is capped. It just needs 20. Yeah, it just needs 20. Just dump 20 in there. Alright, and then the rest, we're going to go ahead and put in the next one. And we're just going to fill these all the way down to the last one. Cap off the water again. And then we're going to go ahead and go through the night and see what we get here. So this is an easy way to start a farm, especially an animal farm. This should be 40 off. Yep. This is an easy way to start an animal farm. If you have a setup like this, and it's very affordable on the 500K if you do it right. You just buy this plot of land, set up like I have, and you're going to make cash, and you're going to be in the plus really quick. And you only need about 500K to get you started today. Especially if you buy just the basic equipment and you do it right, you're going to be all right. You're going to be all right. I mean, day 1, I still had 58K, and I was in the plus with all my stuff. And I think because I got all 5 of my sheds built, or not sheds, greenhouses built on day 1. And because I did that and I filled them enough to where they could make money per hour, I think I put a scoop in each, and I got some water in them, and they made money from the very start of the hour. I think I got them all built and done in the first hour, so I made a lot of money there and maximized my money. So that's definitely something you're going to want to do with those. Let's see, is this one filled? This one is not filled. Alright, let's go ahead and fill this one. Oh, this has 325 in it. That's good. Let's dump that a little more. Alright, what's that put us at? Ooh, it's just 1 off. That's kind of janky. I don't know why it's 1 off. So we still need 40, 50, 50, 61 units to fill those last 2. So we're gonna be off by about 20, 40, 60, 100. We're gonna be off about 100 from a full swatch. So we're gonna have a good full swatch to, or a full fill to actually put into the BGM. So the biometric gas is going to make us a good chunk of change at the end of the night. It'll be a bonus. It'll probably cover most of our costs for the daily manure that we use. I'm sure it will. I'm sure it'll cover most of it. We put in 1280, and then we're going to put in another, I don't know, 2650 or something like that. So it's going to be pretty good for a partial and a full. So we're going to have a decent amount of manure for that. Let's go ahead and let's get this other partial, and then we'll go ahead and fill up those other ones. This is taking some time. It's okay. Let's go ahead and fill that. Alright, that filled up properly there. Alright, we've still got 2670, which is alright. Let's go ahead and do this one. And there we go. That's 1 off again. So there's somewhere there's a little bit off. Alright, so 2 more and we'll be good. And then we'll get the water capped off, and figure out how much we're going to make for the rest of the night. And to be honest, we're going to have, let's see, 12, 6, we're going to have 12, 12 hours. 12 times 6 is a little over, I want to say, 72K. Or, is that right? No, that's, let me think about that. 12 times 6, 60, 6 times 2, 12. That's it. Yeah, 72K. So that's gonna put us up in the close to 400K range. So I'm thinking after day 3 we'll be able to start buying pigs and stuff. So we will have made our initial stuff or our initial costs. Now, if I really wanted to, I could put down one of the $90,000 units and fill that with 100 pigs, no problem. And I would start getting manure and all that. But I want to save construction costs and do this the way I want it the first time instead of doing the easier way. I want to do it a little bit more difficult and have it set up properly. So I'm going to do it that way. Let's go ahead and dump this, and then we'll see where we're at. This is only going to need a little bit more. Yeah, 100 more. So, one actual, so we're going to be 100 off, so 101 off actually. So it should be about 100. So that's going to put us at, let's see, what is it going to be? 30. No, is that right? No. 4,080 units, I want to say, total. Is that right? I want to say that's right. I could be wrong. Let me rethink that. No, it's not going to be that much. Yours 2730 and 80 is going to put us. Let's see. Let's do the 80. That'll put us at 2810. And then 2 will put us at 3,010, and another 1,000, 4,010. So we'll have about 4,009 or 4,010 units of manure that we will have put in the BGM. That is going to make us a massive chunk of change for the end of the night, I think. I think we're going to reach well over the 4,000 mark for the dollar amount, depending on how much that is selling and stuff for, so how much that will make us, but we'll see. We put that in, yep. Okay, so we will have the 10. So we'll have 4,010 units in the BGM for the night. And that is going to make us a good chunk of change. So that's another reason why I have this BGM all the time. And this is localized to the No Man's Land map if you want this BGM. So I think if I remember right, it's localized to this map. So we're going to come over here. We're going to get the water again. We're going to fill up. And then we're going to go ahead and sleep and get situated. Let's go ahead and drop that. We'll get the water. And we want that filled, so we're going to fill. It's going to take about 3 fills here. 3 fills to get this all done. Let's get, we're going to have to back up a little bit better there. Alright, we got that. Let's go ahead. Closer around. We're going to do these 2 here first. Let's go ahead and get close. Alright, we're going to get 2 and a partial here. Alright, first one done. Just about, yep, done. Alright, then we'll get this one. How much do we have left over? 1,800, 1,800 is 3,600. So 2 of these should fill. Maybe even 1. Yeah, 1. I think 1 more fill. It will be good. Oh, come on. Get it in there. Let's go ahead and crank this way. Let's see if we can get that. There we go. That's all I wanted to get that tip in there. For that back spot. So we're going to get 1 more fill, and we should be able to fill all these from that. Let's go ahead and get right on here. Fill that. We should be able to do the rest now. A good way to limit your farm's growth is to limit your intake of money, especially with these types of situations where you have greenhouses and stuff. I'm going to limit it to these 5 because I think that's plenty enough money to be making on a day-to-day basis and actually producing enough to buy pigs and stuff. And once I get manure really going with at least 1 full unit and then processing even more as we go, I'll be able to keep these filled for free and be making money off the BMG every night. And that's going to really make me a lot of money in the beginning. So, alright, we are all filled. We're completely filled now. Let's go ahead and line this up. We're going to get it right about here, a little bit more. Go ahead and get off that. that's tipping forward. Woo. Yeah, that's why I got that weight. That weight is very useful for this bucket. And this is a bigger bucket. That's why I do that particularly. So go ahead and park this. We'll park it right there. Turn it off. And let's double check everything. Now I want to check animals, no pens. I want to check this. So we're gonna see. So right here, we're gonna go to day 4 and look at day 4 for Yorkshires. No, not Yorkshires. We'll just do the Berkshires. So this would be the best day to buy them. This would be the best day to buy them. So the next 2 days is going to be really high cost. So that's unfortunate, but that's the way the cookie crumbles. If you can buy them in the first 2 days, buy them in the first 2 days. Definitely going to save you a lot more money. You can see by day 4, it's going to be pretty much top dollar for the pigs throughout the whole rest of the season. So that's going to suck for me. So let's see where we sit at after we do one more night. Let's see if we have enough to do anything. Probably won't, but that's okay. We're going to go ahead and do 12 hours, yes. Let's see how much we made. 40 on property tax. We made $2,800 on the bio. All right, it's saving. We are at 340. Okay, it is daytime. Let's go ahead. We're going to fast forward it to almost 7:30 because these should be good for a while. We'll fill them up maybe, or maybe we'll let them run. Let's let them run down, then we'll fill them up maybe. Nah, we'll go ahead. Yeah, we'll let them run a little bit. Let's go ahead and let these run. We're going to let them go a little bit, down a little bit, and then we'll fill them up. Alright, where are we at? We're still going. Let's keep going. Let's go a little bit more. One more. Let's go ahead. It's saving. Let's go ahead and drop it down. Okay, it's going to pass one more hour before I fill that up. We're at 400K. Great demand at the shop, which is okay. So for 4,000 units, we got 3 extra grand almost. We got 28.15, so that's good. So let's go ahead and we're going to stay over 400K. And I think by the time we hit day 4, I might be able to buy a building, but I won't be able to buy pigs yet. And that's a little frustrating. I will be a little behind. I probably could have bought 2 90K pins and bought 200 animals and already had a start on the animals. I really want to hold out for that pig pen that I adjusted. Okay, so our cost is $4 more down. No, $5 more down. No, 4. No, it's 5 more. $5 more down. So that's $5 we're saving each one of these. Let's go ahead and fill these all the way. We're at almost $1,700. So we're almost on that threshold mark for having another day go by. So if we fill these up and then fast forward a little bit, we should be good to get another day going here. Let's see where we're at. We're at 500, so we're going to have to fill these up quite a bit. I would say we're going to use a good chunk of that $4 grand there. All right. We're going to have to get about we're going to have to get about 11 scoops total. That's going to take some time. So we're going to go ahead and actually in 15 minutes it will pass another hour. So I do have enough where if it does pass that hour and before I have them filled, they will be able to go 1 more mark, 2 more total. They have 500 in them, so they can go 2 more before I have to put anything in them, 2 more hours. But that's actually 1 hour and 14 minutes now. So, but they can go that long before I have to fill it. So we'll see. We'll just get them filled up and see how we do. Maybe even put a little more in the BGM if I have any extra. I don't think I'm going to have too much extra though. And then maybe we can get some pigs here. We're gonna get another 100K or so we might be able to get some pigs here. Start getting some manure, save some cash. Not a lot, but we'll save some. Alright, that is not completely full, but it's good. Alright, we'll go ahead and fill that just a little bit more. Ooh, starting to get a little hungry. We got about another 20 or 30 minutes before we can have a place to eat at, so we'll just keep going here. Plus I cook my own office, which I'm not that keen on doing most days. Ooh, that's back up. Oh, look at that. Alright, we got that manure. I'm going to do a video series for this particular stream. I'll be streaming and also recording for purposes of making a video series for this as I build up, just so people can see where it goes. Just so people can see where it goes. Just go ahead and get this dumped. Just that little bit. We still got 500, so we've got 8% water yet, which should last us plenty of time here. We're going to get the rest of these filled up. See what we can do here to get them filled up completely before that 12-minute mark passes, but that's going to be kind of difficult. I think this stuff that a little quicker. Alright, we're at 39 or 31.90. Let's go ahead and crank that, drop it just a little bit. Now, if you really want to make bank on a situation like this, especially on no man's land, if you don't want to do anything else, you just want to make money to begin with, I suggest taking the 500K you start with, buy a big truck. Buy a big truck, a big load trailer, and just buy from here, buy from that nozzle there, and sell right here, and you'll make gobs of money if you really want to cheat the game. I don't suggest it because it does get mundane and boring quite quickly, and kind of takes away from the game. So I tend not to do that really at all, because I mean it's there, but it's not. It doesn't make it that. I mean, it can initially be fun to do that, but it's not really all that great, just in my opinion. This should not be fair, I don't think. Alright, we're right where we want to be. Let's dump it. Alright, we got that going. Alright. 2 almost done. That's the only thing about running this way is it's very time consuming to keep your greenhouses going, but if you keep them going, you're gonna have steady flow of cash. And as you can see, it is day 3. So let's look at day 2, and we'll look at our cost for manure, and that's probably all our cost is going to be is manure, and that'll show us how much we made throughout the day, because that was a full day. Day 2 to 3 was a full day minus manure costs. So we can actually look at that. We'll look at that once we get this next fill up here. I'll take a little break and we'll look at the cash flow chart and kind of show you my miscellaneous cost, which is going to be that, and it'll also show the bonus of the 2,800 to $15 that we made off the BMG. So that will negate that off there. So it might cut pretty even. It's going to be pretty close. It's going to be pretty close. Let's go ahead and dump the rest of that. There we go. Let's get this dumped. Alright, we might have to fill a little bit more at the end of this hour. Alright, let's dump that a little quicker. There we go. Alright, let's check that chart real quick. Alright, so we spent 40 on property. So our property tax was 40. Our total gain for the one whole day there was 148.61. And let's see, miscellaneous or other. So we spent 3,178 on manure. So between property taxes and manure, we had about a 300 or 3,100 or 200. What is that? 28 or 18 cost. Not bad, but very low cost for maintaining that kind of growth. I mean, that's what this kind of setup's going to do for you on easy. If you put it on hard, it's going to be a little more difficult. You're probably not going to make, I'd say, maybe, I don't know, 30, 40K a day. And at that point, you're really going to be pushing the envelope for making things to the point where it's difficult enough where you have to make really, really smart choices, or else you're going to have very bad room for errors. If you make an error, it's not going to be good for the cost or the pocket. So, but on easy, you're gonna be all right. I mean, it's what? It's day 3 and we got 403K right now. So I mean, that's bona fide glory right there. Let's go ahead and get in here, get this fixed up. Okay, this should almost fill. Dump that really quick. Alright, that just needs 120. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 more fills, I think, will do us. So that's going to put us just under 3,400, I want to say, or 2,400 left from the 4,000 we had. Does this need a little bit more? I think it needs 120. Yeah. I was going to say, I thought it would need a little bit more. We'll go ahead and back this up this way. That was a good back up job. Drop that in there. Alright, we're on the home stretch here. We got 5 minutes before it passes a time slot, and then we'll have to fill them all each a little bit more. That's okay. We'll figure it out. I'm hoping to beat the time, but it might not beat the time. I don't think I will with the water, so I probably won't with the manure. So, let's see here. 40, 40, 40, and then maybe about 20. What is that? 180, 120. About 140K is going to be needed to get the animals total, the total amount of animals I need, plus extra for food and hay, or food and straw, not hay, food and straw. So I'm gonna need a good chunk of change over 455. I'm gonna need about 600K before I can actually do this. So I might have to wait till day 5 before I buy anything, which will be a decrease in price for the pigs. So I might actually wait for that. So we might wait till day 5 before we make a purchase. Now, in terms of starting off and making cash from the animals, I don't suggest that. Waiting this long, unless you're actually wanting to do something more specific like what I'm doing. Um, if you have a pen, you can put down an affordable cost, and you can get your animals. The quicker, the better, because they're going to grow, and then you can sell them quicker. So I mean, that's just that. And with this particular data, I think I'm going to focus mainly on the Berkshires, um, because I want to focus on meat pigs. I don't want to really have to deal with pig litters in this particular data. So I'm going to focus on Berkshires and growing meat pigs. So just a heads up. Let's go ahead and get this set up. This is not going to fill it full, I don't think. No, I think it'll be just shy. Yeah, it's just shy. Alright, we got 2 minutes to beat the clock, and if we do, all the manure will be filled, and then we'll just need 1250 to fill it up again after the time slot. Either way, we have to fill it up with 1250, so it don't matter. If we make it or we don't make it, it's all no big deal. We're going to cap it off, including the water, and we'll get it prepped for the next time slot. Let's get this lined up right. Alright, so we're going to be a little over $2.5 grand in manure. A little over $2.5 grand in manure spent. That's a little cookie crumbles. So we might make it here. We got a minute to go here. Let's go ahead and dump that. Alright, this should fill up this next one, plus a little extra. So if we have extra when the time switches, we can just fill it. Is this going to fill? Oh, no, we'll be short on this one. So that's okay. We'll be short on this one from the total. So we're going to have to fill up anyways. It just switched. So it's going to go down. It should go down 250. Alright, so 1700 we just made our money. So we made a little over 6,600, I want to say. About 6,600, so that's not bad for now, really. And as your property grows, I think your money does grow too. I think, if I remember right. Let's get this. Oop. Let's get one more. Whatever's left of this, we'll throw in the BGM. We're going to top them all off, and then we'll throw the rest in the BGM, and then we'll fill up the water, and then I think we'll go ahead and fast forward it to about 1800, and then do a 12-hour sleep period. And that's after we fill up the water. We've got to fill up the manure in the water so we have full full capability. Otherwise, we're going to miss out on a lot of cash, and I've done that before, and that is not fun. Because you think you have everything set up, your plants die, and you have no money you've made, and you gotta spend money to get it going, and it usually saves because you have auto save on, unless you don't have auto save on. But I do suggest auto save most days because oh, I took that wrong. You're gonna want auto save on if you ask me. Because if you don't have auto save on, you're gonna miss out on a lot of stuff as you do things. Just be cautious about certain things you're doing. Make sure you fill up your units and don't miss out on that extra cash per hour because you don't want to miss out on it. See, and right now we've got one spare hour to go before I'm out, and actually technically two to get it filled because it'll go to 1800 and then I'll still have 1 hour to get it filled before it goes again, before it takes 250 out of each unit of the manure and the water. So that is that. All right, we're gonna get 1280 out of this, which is okay. I'll take that. That's gonna be. I'm thinking it's gonna be about $800-900 for the extra bit. It's not gonna be a lot, but it'll be something. We'll take it. We'll put that in there. Now let's get the water, and then we'll go ahead and we'll keep going for the next day. And we'll see how close we get. We're going to be pretty close. About, I'd say, by the time we hit $1,500, we might be able to lease something and buy some pigs. I want to buy a full rung or a full unit, which is 510. So that's gonna cost a lot. I'm gonna have to price it out. I might have to wait till day 5 to do it, but we'll see. We'll see how everything plays out. So just be noting that if you're gonna do some things, it's gonna take some time if you're doing your way out. Now, if you've looked at some of the giant software, you have the mod adjuster where you can adjust mods and kind of make your own mod in a sense if you know how. Particularly, I'm not too savvy in that because I don't know the coding and all that too much. But there are some pretty good useful tools out there that you can look up on YouTube that will tell you how to adjust a already made mod. So if you want to find something that someone's done that you really like, but you want to adjust it in a certain way, like what I did with the pig pen here, or the pig shed, and I named it pig pen. All I did was really change a few things in the file, and now it's a useful tool I can use for a new type of mod. Not really a new mod, an adjusted mod from the guy that made it. I still have to give him credit because he made the mod. I just adjusted it to my own critiquing, to my own liking. And it's pretty much only for personal use, and to just kind of let people see it on here. It's just for personal use. It's not my mod. I have to give credit to the guy that made it. I just adjusted it for personal use, and that's all I did. And you can do that with any mod if you know what you're doing. It's fun to do that sometimes, so I mean, go with it. Try it. Alright, we're almost to the point of trekking this forward. So we're making 100 and almost 50K a day, which is a really decent amount for a small farm like this with nothing else. So that's far beyond what we need to really do anything substantial. Um, I should probably make a data where this is on hard mode and see how difficult it is to do that. That would be kind of interesting. So maybe I'll do that next time. But for now, we're just going to keep it on easy. Do the 510 pig pen. Let's see how that goes. Okay, so that those two need to be filled, and that end cap one needs to be filled. Yeah. All right. And then I have to say, also about 19. I really like the music on 19 more so than some of the newer ones. I don't know. Maybe it's the era and the music of the era that I like so much. But I mean, I find I mean, some of the music's okay on the new one, but the newer ones, I haven't played 25, so I don't know about that. But 22, and some